Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of the Slow Runcast. I'm your host, the Iraqi Balboa, joined by my friend and co-host, Derwin Luke, or as we prefer to call him here, the Derwinator.
What's up?
What's going on,
Thanks
man?
for joining us again, even though we just finished recording our PlayStation State of Play episode.
Yeah, we are a little bit behind, folks. It's been 2 weeks since we recorded. We had a busy couple of weeks here, so this is our first couple of episodes for February. We just did a State of Play one, as Derwin mentioned, and now we're going to talk about all the games we've been playing for the last little bit. And as you can see from the title of the episode, the big one here is this week's release, Romeo is a Dead Man. Derwin has played a bunch of Romeo is a Dead Man.
Dude, I was 98%, 97% done. Like the whole game.
Okay, I need to really know. Hit us with your review. Tell us what's going on. Tell us how you feel about this game. Oh,
All right. All right, we'll get into it. Obviously, Romeo is a Dead Man is from, what is it called? The director that did No More Heroes. Suda 51. Like, I love like some of his games that he's previously done, namely like the No More Heroes 1, 2, and 3. So when this came up, was it a few weeks ago, and I realized that it was coming out, I was like, oh, I gotta pick this up. I gotta play it. Um, Very similar like gameplay style. It's a third person like hack and slash almost. You play as some guy named Romeo Stargazer, and you basically find this girl, surprise, surprise, her name is Juliet, on the side of the road. And then the whole thing just takes place in like a whole bunch of fractured timelines. You join the time police, basically, I want to call it. It's called technically like the Time Force FBI, whatever. Anyways, it's a bunch of wacky stuff. Turns out that there's multiple Juliets because we're in like a whole multi-dimensional
Are we
thing.
getting into spoilers here? Just so
No, this is like you kind of learn this in the first like part of the story. It basically is the whole overarching story is that you are trying to find Juliet, and there's multiple versions of her. She is, surprise, surprise, like evil in a lot of these for some reason, and you just kind of, the whole thing is that you are trying to just figure out where she is and hopefully, rescue her if she needs rescuing.
how's the gameplay loop? Like, what do you do? Is it just like hack and slash action the whole thing? Is there any platforming? Is there any level up system? Do you get new gear, weapons? Like,
Yeah, so it is built up from the previous No More Heroes stuff. Instead of the hacking and slashing, there's like a little bit of puzzle solving. I wouldn't say it's really platforming. There's like stairs that you can take and you can jump, but it's not like the main gameplay mechanic. There is a level up system, which I'll show you once we kind of get into the whole gameplay side of things, but it is pretty rough, not gonna lie. So let me just get some gameplay going, and I will kind of just talk through some things here just so that we can see what is going on in this world, which is friggin' a disappointment.
okay, this is interesting.
So yeah, this is the 2D aspect of it. The gameplay loop is really like you start off on this spaceship that has all of your upgrade systems. This is the kitchen, so you can like cook dishes to improve your battle. We'll flash forward just a little bit here.
So
these,
I didn't even see this like 2D aspect when they were showing the trailers. All I ever saw was like the 3D stuff.
yeah. So Suda, like the studio director, likes to switch between like kind of the 2D, 3D aspect, and there's a lot of violence. So it is a very bloody game. And he also really loves comic books. So you'll see some of the cutscenes actually be stylized in a comic book. So this is the upgrade system here. There's a machine that lets you unlock more items, which is not this, but this one's to level up your items. Pretty bare basic. You collect these red sentry things to upgrade your guns and your melee weapons. The guns are new from the pure melee in No More Heroes 1, 2, and 3. These are some of the weapons. Honestly, a lot of them are pretty boring. There's like gauntlets, swords, shotgun, pistol. This one is basically irrelevant. This is something I want to touch on. So this is how you actually upgrade your character. It's a little mini game. I thought it was really cool to begin with because you basically go around this map and collect the add-ons, and the experience points that you gain are basically what's allowing you to propel yourself. You can restat yourself by basically redoing this from the beginning. But as we okay, it looks interesting and it's really cool when it begins. But it gets so old, man. Let me tell you.
Really? It looks really wacky and interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it comes off as that, but when you do this for so long, 12 hours.
This is not a very long game though.
Yeah, it's okay. I think I'm 12 hours and I'm like 90 something percent on it. But yeah, it gets so old, so boring. Just give me a normal progression. I don't want to be in this stupid game constantly trying to unlock more stuff. This one's a new thing that's also like to aid you in battle. You basically grow these zombies, kind of like personas in Persona like 5, that aid you in battle. So you can summon them and they do different things. So that one I think was like a suicide bomber. And then this one is some sort of healing.
So are the foes, the opponents that you fight in this game primarily like zombie-like? Because
yeah, they're all zombies, or they're like a zombie sci-fi mix. So they're called like robbers. They're a mix of a demon and or zombie. They don't really like kind of specify, but yeah, basically you can bind them and they level up is more or less it. We can kind of flash forward to maybe some action. Let me see. Yeah, this was really weird too. So this is how you unlock the next part of the map. You go do this little Pong game, and then if you
game is wacky, yeah. Dude.
And
this
if you
is wacky.
Like, I don't mind parts of this. Like, it was kind of cool the first few times, but it gets really, really stupid, really, really old quick. This is how you transfer to the next dimension. You drive this. God,
this is like now there's like a space fighter game.
Yeah,
like you actually shoot.
Yeah, you don't shoot them. You basically move your cursor around and you collect debris. This is all you do.
Oh, okay.
Like, this was the stuff that was like, I don't really need this in my game. So fast forward, you get to this thing. Keep in mind, for every single level you have to do this. So you drive to the thing, and then this cutscene plays out. You hit the same buttons every single time. There's like 5 worlds, so you have to do this 5 times. But yeah, you blow this thing up, and then you're allowed to actually enter the world now. So this is, I think, a few hours in, so there isn't too many spoilers still, but you travel to different timelines, like I said. Those are save points, and yeah, like the main thing that you're fighting are those zombies.
Honestly, it looks good.
Yeah, I would say that it doesn't look terrible. For the most part, I didn't have any like glitches or any type of bugs. Like maybe just one crash. But yeah, like there's nothing there's nothing sensational about the combat.
That's unfortunate. Like it seems like there's grow exponentially upon this combat, but
yeah, there's no parry.
Okay.
There's no parry whatsoever. Oh, this was one of the crashes. So let me
nice.
let me just jump to my second recording here. I think this is the same area. Yeah, so this is like one of the special bosses, but yeah, more or less, I started into this game with like a solid like 7 or 8 out of 10. Like I
Okay.
thought the gameplay was pretty fun, akin to like a Dynasty Warriors, considering I just finished that. There is no parry mechanic, which I found was kind of like just all right. I wish there was one, but there was none traditionally. And the guns do feel like they're not bad. But as I was playing this game, it just got worse and worse and worse.
Really? Okay, that's what I need to understand because obviously you were texting me all this during the week, and I saw like in live, you know, live
Yeah.
updates via text message how you were literally turning on this game, and I was like, dude, you literally just told me you were enjoying this. You thought it was like a 7, 8 out of 10, and then like just today you like turned on it to the point where like I don't want to jump to the chase here, but you literally said you're not gonna finish it, and you were at the finish line. You've decided
Yes.
not to finish this.
Yeah, it just got so bad. So I just don't know what it is. The first half of this game, maybe because you're still understanding all of the mechanics to it and everything just seems like okay. But up to chapter 5, it was like a solid, I think, 8 out of 10. I think that's where most reviews for this game probably got their score from. But man,
Oh,
chapter 5 to 8, well, yeah, there's 8 chapters. Chapters 5 to 8, complete, utter, like, garbage. Like, I can't believe that it nosedived all the way to basically like a 1 out of 10 for me.
so what? Like I'm having a tough time understanding. I guess without going into spoilers for the listeners who are interested in this. How? What went wrong with the game that it went down to like? Was it the
It's
story? Was it like performance issues? Was it the combat? Was it the enemies? Was it the bosses? Like,
the so the combat doesn't really ever change. The enemies that you face, like they slowly add some more. They were perfectly fine, but the story is just so hard to actually understand. I don't know what the director was trying to do, but in No More Heroes, it was simple. Like you're trying to kill more people so that you can be the top assassin, whatever. You could save your girlfriend or whatever. This one just really doesn't develop any of the characters. I don't know anything about this Romeo guy. I don't know anybody else in terms of the crew that you're with. Like there's some mouse guy, there's some black guy that's like some sort of shadow. I don't care. Like they don't develop any of the characters. The story's very hard to understand. Um, the boss fights got ridiculous, and then specifically in chapter 5, I'm gonna get into a little bit of a not like overly spoiler. They do this stupid time loop thing. So I don't know if it was for budgeting reasons, but you are in the same area, and they make you go through that same area 4 times to figure out what's wrong in this time loop thing.
so they made you play Deathloop.
They made you play Deathloop, but like the lowest tier Deathloop. You have to like avoid this monster that's slowly stalking you, but it basically just goes up and down this hallway. These bosses get spawned on you like really, really annoyingly. And like not even that. Like if you notice how many hits it takes me to kill these bosses, it gets really, really annoying.
These are bosses or just enemies?
Like they're mini like enemies, but
Oh,
they're like mid bosses. And you getting swarmed like that is the most annoying thing that can happen to you. Like
does
the re
seem a little
like
frustrating here.
yeah, like look at that loading, and like the reload time is ridiculous in this game. You basically are forced to just walk when you reload.
Romeo is dead. That's cool.
Yeah. Like
The-
these were fine to begin with, but it just gets older and older and older. And then the breaking point of this game was the final chapter. It makes you like fight these enemies, but you're in like this tiny walkway and you're climbing this tower, which is fine for the most part. But then they started adding like these flying enemies,
Mm.
that stun lock you first of all, and then second of all, they push you back. So I wasn't dying to the enemies per se. I was dying to these little weak enemies that were pushing me off the ledge.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great.
So adding all the frustrations of like the repetition of like the levels. I wonder if I go into subspace in this. But basically the whole gameplay loop is you go to this new area, you find the way through it by going through subspace and fighting these enemies, and then you fight the boss.
Mm. Rinse,
Like
repeat.
just rinse and repeat. They don't add anything new. You unlock all the weapons straight off the bat. I basically didn't even bother upgrading any of the weapons other than my sword. Oh, so this is subspace. This is how you this is the puzzle aspect of the game. You basically kind of explore this grid area to find TVs that unlock like different paths in the real world.
Mm. That's interesting, though.
Like, no, but look how boring this is. This is literally just blocks, and it has nothing to do with the real world. Like, I was trying to figure out like, oh, like what part of this is am I in the real world? Like to try and like navigate. Yeah, there's none of that. The TVs all look the same. So if you don't like remember which way you're going in terms of, oh, this TV I never saw before, you're
You
just
gotta
wandering
teleport.
around. Yeah, you're just wandering around aimlessly. And this
Mm.
happened to me on one of the chapters. I like stopped midway and I was like, oh man, I don't know where I'm going. So then I had to switch back and forth from like the real life to the subspace constantly, and it respawns all the enemies over and over again. I'm just like, where am I going? Can you please just outline this? All the bosses are fairly easy, minus the last like two, maybe. There's one of the bosses where you literally have to fight him in pitch black, so you can't see where he is. And that was a real annoyance as well.
Yeah, you told me about that. I was
Yeah,
thinking about freaking the Hellblade, original Hellblade, where you had to. Senua's sacrifice, where you had to fight a boss in like the dark.
yeah, I mean, that's fine if it's like actually fun to play, but the bosses all hit you really hard. And it's just frustrating when you actually don't even know where they are. The only time you can see where they are is when they do special attacks and they kind of glow. But oh my god, I was so like over that whole boss fight.
So you've like effectively quit from this game. You said you uninstalled and you were
Yes.
at the finish line. You were at the last boss.
I was in chapter 8 and I was making my way to the last boss.
And you
And
got that frustrated that you said, I'm done. I'm at the finish line, but I don't care. I'm not gonna finish this.
yeah, it just everything added up. Like doing this like upgrade path thing, trying to upgrade your weapons, fighting the same enemies and being frustrated with like the lack of firepower that you really have in a hack and slash game. It's kind of the weird like wonkiness with all of this stuff. Just really put me over the edge. And then that last platforming thing, like this game shouldn't have like platforming like that. It's like basically playing Clair Obscur and then like a portion of the game that leads to the end game is that jump quest, right? Like this game wasn't meant for platforming and the controls are really really rough for platforming. Like why are you adding flying enemies that push you off the ledge, right? Um but yeah, this effectively with the really poor story completely turned for me. Like I cannot play this game anymore. Like watching this gameplay makes me mad.
Oh my god, that is so unfortunate.
Yeah, I was
So
so excited for this because it's Suda
Suda
51. Like
51.
no more heroes was what I grew up with in terms of like the whole Wii era. Like it's like one
Right.
of my top games for Wii was having the nunchuck and the Wiimote and like slashing around,
Right.
right? But yeah,
Yeah.
like this is so rough. Yeah.
Well, that's Romeo is a dead man. Do you have any other thoughts on this one, Derwin?
No, don't play it. Like, it's a waste of your time. I'm totally just gonna stop sharing this now because I'm over it.
To be honest with you, I got a little bit triggered from that footage. I was like, this is frustrating. So,
Yeah, no, like I'm like playing 12 hours of that and then not getting the ending because of stupid choices that they decided to add. Like there was no platforming like this the whole game. Like why did you randomly decide to add this? Right?
yeah, I don't have an answer for you.
Yeah, like I can't believe these reviewers are varied from like 3 to 9.
I believe this game is sitting at a Metacritic of 72, which is not bad, and it is 58 reviews. But you're right, there's like a very big variability in review. Like there's a lot of positives, like there's 95s and whatnot have you, but then there's like 40s and 45s and 50s on here. So
Yeah, like I get where they're coming from, but the gimmicks just got really really old.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate.
I'm gonna step into like spoilers
Okay,
just regarding the story.
you've been warned.
So you've been warned. So the big thing is Romeo is trying to find Juliet, right? Juliet is an omnidimensional like demon. But you fall in love with her, and the whole idea of the story is basically you're trying to find her. What happens in the end is that you realize that you actually didn't really know her that well, and she is actually an interdimensional like being that is evil.
So the actual Juliet is evil.
Yes. And it's like you needed to tell this whole story just to get to the outcome that you basically were like you had your love goggles on and she was actually a bad person. Like
That's cool.
right? Like okay, that's the end of spoilers. But really, I honestly thought Mind's Eye was more entertaining than this,
Oh my God.
specifically for the last half of this game. Like, I
Yeah.
think because you are getting used to all the systems in the first bit, but then once you hit that point, it's like a diminishing returns like crazy. Like I was so sick of seeing this subspace over and over again. I was so sick of seeing the same cutscene of them firing the missile at unlocking that next area. I was so sick of seeing his bike. I was so sick of like them saying like Romeo. Oh, I mean dead man. Like they keep saying that, and oh my god, it just drove me insane. Like they don't have to say his name twice every single time.
Romeo
I get it. Yeah,
dead
it's like
man.
yeah, like no, you actually get to see like some of the people interact, and it's like, oh, hello, Romeo. I mean, dead man.
Oh
Like
my
countless
God.
times. So stupid.
Well,
So
that's
so
Derwin's
stupid.
Derwin's review of Romeo is a dead man. Derwin, what else have you been playing that you want to share with us?
I finished Dynasty Warriors DLC. If you are craving a hack and slash game, please pick this up over
Dynasty Warriors Origins. Yeah.
yeah, Dynasty Warriors, Visions of Four Heroes. You get your ass whooped at the Dongzhuo mission, but it's worth it. I'm just glad they actually did the DLC for these characters. Like
That's
it's
fun.
good to see like the other what if situations.
Scenarios.
However, the only disappointing one was Lubu. I thought you would actually see him like just wreck the battlefield with you, but he does not that. He gets really dumbed down, more or less.
That's interesting. Yeah, I thought Lubu would be more of a highlight.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to it because he's the last one in your that you unlock. But yeah, honestly, I think the most interesting one is the first one that you play, which is you pair up with the yellow turban leader. Yeah, and that was kind of I thought that was probably the most solid story.
So that's Dynasty Warriors Origins, which came out last year. What's the name of the DLC?
Visions of Four Heroes.
A recommend from Derwin, of course.
Yes.
Did you want to talk about that anymore, or you want to move on to the next thing?
No. Let's move on.
What else have you been playing?
The last one is what we alluded to in the direct,
Yep.
which is Sons of Sparta.
Yes, God of War, Sons of Sparta, the 2D Metroidvania from Sony Santa Monica.
Yeah. I want to actually have your take because you played a whole bunch of 2D Metroidvanias, well, 2D games last year, that being like Ragebound and what is it?
Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
I did play Animal Well last year, even though it came out the year before.
Yes.
Yeah, so first of all, I actually really like the art style for God of War Sons of Sparta. It is not exactly a pixel art. If it is pixelated, they're very, very smaller pixels. So they give it a different look. It's not exactly, I feel like it's a less than a Blasphemous. So like, Blasphemous maybe is more pixelated than this. I don't mind the art direction. I really like it actually. The idea that you are a young Kratos and he's talking to his daughter Calliope, I can't remember her name. And he's with his he's like a young Spartan boy who's just like graduated from like a base rank of some, Spartan academy, and he's going out and about in this world. Very cool idea for me. I really love that. I know people wanted to see OG Kratos with his Blades of Chaos and stuff like that, so I understand. And I've been hearing stuff online. The reception on this game hasn't been like unanimously positive. Frankly, I've been hearing a lot of stuff online about like people hating on it or hating the idea, and I totally get it. I think if this was the only thing we saw, I would be a little bit upset because I'm like it's been 4 years since God of War Ragnarok. And if this is the only thing you have to show for me, then I'd be a little bit disappointed. They did show that they're remaking the trilogy, the Greek trilogy, so it kind of got me a little bit excited for that. So yeah, I hopped into this thing right away. As far as the gameplay is concerned, I've played approximately 1 hour. Based on that 1 hour, it has not immediately hooked me or got grips into me, to be quite frank. Like compared to the games that you mentioned that I played last year, which they're not all Metroidvanias. Shinobi Art of Vengeance is like a partial Metroidvania because there's a Metroidvania aspect within each level. But, there's a world overview. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is not Metroidvania, but also pixel art, very similar art style. Animal Well is the natural Metroidvania that comes to mind. But Animal Well is like an exceptional Metroidvania, and that thing, gets its hooks into you immediately. Excellent game. But yeah, this God of War Sons of Sparta did not right away. Like my immediate reaction to the gameplay was rather like, oh, mediocre. Like I didn't feel like there was anything special. It could change, of course, with more like upgrades and more whatever as part of the Metroidvania loop. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Like if that does happen, I'm excited, but of course I'm going to play some more to see how it feels.
Okay.
What was your vibe?
Higher level. I do enjoy the art style. People were like kind of shitting on the music, but I actually really enjoy it. It's like a mix of orchestral plus like the chiptune music, which I think is perfectly fine. I'm very interested in this story, so I think that's probably what has its hooks on me the most. Is I want to find out what happens. What do you feel about the controls?
There's a weird thing going on where they have like controls that are set up so that you press triangle to go up a ladder or to go down like on a platform. You can actually change that if you want from the settings.
Yeah. So the main thing I wanted to get your reaction on is like, do you feel like there's quite a bit of input lag in between your button input and like the actual animation to your like, I guess Kratos actually attacking or blocking?
I didn't notice that. I'll look for it the next time I play. Yeah, I haven't noticed that, to be honest with you, but I'll pay attention.
Really?
I did notice I didn't really like this whole thing of like, you have a spear and then you like press R1 square to do the attack that does more stun, but gives you back more health orbs. or you just go regular square and you do the attack that takes more damage and gives you more of the stagger meter, the
Yeah,
special
you
meter.
didn't like the push pull of that, hey?
I didn't. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know what the vision was over there. And I didn't really like the whole way you were healing. Like I prefer something more
Like a
generic,
potion. Yeah,
like a
I
potion.
also felt the same. I feel like also the healing is very weak compared to your spirit gain. Like your spirit gain is so much quicker compared to your health gain, which
That
I
was like
understand is probably
negligible.
like yeah, right. I almost didn't like use the spirit attacks because like I would get like this little tiny sliver of health back, but then spirit you gain so much of. I'm a little bit further than you. I've unlocked like two temples of Greek gods.
Okay,
So
I'm not that far. I just got to the village and I looked around, and or I got to Sparta itself, the city, and then I
yeah,
looked around and explored in it a little bit and moved on to the next quest.
I think I really, really felt the input lag on the second boss technically because the first boss is the river cyclops that you face. But yeah, the second boss, I was really, really feeling that input lag. Like I felt like when I was blocking, I wasn't really blocking, which really affects like your parry ability.
Okay, yeah, the parry ability I noticed was kind of really hard to time, but I just didn't know if it was a hard. Maybe it is because of the input lag. I did notice it was like difficult for me to try and line it up.
Yeah, and then I also noticed that I don't know if you've had any sections with like wall jumping.
No, no, I haven't unlocked that yet.
Dude, that's rough. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is. Like I played Rogue Prince of Persia last year as well, and that felt like so crisp.
that's
The
smooth.
movements
Yeah,
felt so good, but then comparing the two, this is a little bit like rough. It doesn't play
yeah,
as
for
smooth.
sure. Yeah, I did. It doesn't feel like a Prince of Persia Lost Crown. You know what I mean? Like that. That's where my mind goes to when you think about like a really good Metroidvania like that.
Yeah. I'm willing to like let that slide as long as the story is good.
Yeah, for sure. I want to keep playing. Yeah, yeah.
I really hope that like there are certain more unlocks that really make the gameplay a little bit more compelling.
Agree. Agree. I think there needs to be like better abilities and stuff like that. So no, unfortunately, it's not like a immediate thumbs up after an hour of
Yeah.
gameplay from me. So and it sounds like it's the same from you. So we'll keep
Yeah,
playing it and we'll see.
it's a thumbs up if it's like if you're a fan of God of War. Don't get me wrong, like God of War you'll probably have this bought and paid for. It's $40 Canadian, right?
Yeah, frankly, if this was not a God of War IP, I after playing it for this little bit, I maybe would have, you know, chose not to continue. So we'll see.
I wish the gameplay was a little bit more fast paced like that. Because I feel like it does take a lot more hits to like kill enemies, and um, I find that it's really hard to land your special too. You haven't unlocked it
I
yet,
haven't
but
unlocked this special.
it plays similar to like Ragnarok, where you press like the one button and then one of the X triangle circle inputs, and it Kratos will do that special attack. But I found that the enemies were either like they'll move out of the way or like they're already attacking you in some way, and it kind of like breaks your attack.
I was gonna ask you another question there. Well, anyway, we'll play God of War: Sons of Sparta for the week. We'll reconvene. I'm sure we'll have more things to talk about then, but we'll put a pin on the
Yeah,
conversation for that one.
this was I think part of the reason why that the repetition for like Romeo is a dead man got to me is because I really just wanted to like finish it and really progress in Sons of Sparta, but I still stand by my review. Like you have to take it as like this was the launch date for this game. So like, it's going to be competing with all the other games that are coming out,
Yeah,
right?
and there was a lot of games that came out this week. Yakuza Kiwami 3,
Yeah. That one
Magic
apparently didn't
Effect
review very
X.
well either, right?
Yeah, there was some people complaining. I listened to a review where they're like, "This is like the worst." The reviewer didn't, I believe, play Yakuza 3, originally. So they had like just got into the Yakuza series, and like between Zero, Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, Kiwami 3 was like the worst. And I think there's like a change in story. So like after Kiwami 3, they're not going to do like a Kiwami 4. It's actually like, I think the story changed and it's meandering in a different direction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I really wish instead of Romeo is a Dead Man, I played High on Life 2.
Yes, High on Life 2 came out yesterday. I don't know what was going on because the reviews weren't like, are people boycotting this game because it's associated with
Justin Roiland. No, he
yeah.
got cleared of all of his charges.
Yeah, but sometimes that's like
Yeah, like the correction
on.
doesn't actually like gain enough attention versus the actual accusation. Yeah, no, it's I read reviews, I looked at some gameplay. It looks pretty fun. Like you have a skateboard this time around, and your guns are just as annoying, but it looks like a fun time.
Yeah, it's just I'm seeing very mixed stuff on Metacritic. Like, there's not a lot of users reviews, which is or critic reviews. There's only 11, which seems really weird for that. Like, you'd think there'd be more reviews for something like that. Like, it'd be more high profile. 11 seems very little. And some of the user reviews are complaining by the fact that is like they essentially stole Roland's creation and tried to continue it without him.
Yeah. So he's not
yeah,
attached to the second one.
he's not attached to this, no. Um, yeah. So what else came out this week? Reanimal, which is something I really, really want to play, and I was going to buy, but then this God of War game came out, and so I put a pin on buying
Yeah.
Reanimal.
Mugenics also came out this week.
Eugenics is a big one that
Yeah.
people have been talking about. What else was there? Entropy Effect X, which is like, the next kind of like an upgraded version of Entropy Effect. But what else? There was something else. Yakuza Kiwami 3. It was a big week. But if you're done talking about God of War, I'll talk about the game. Oh, yeah, Romeo's Dead Man, of course. I'll talk about the game that came out this week that I've been playing.
All right.
Are you done? So I picked up Mario Tennis Fever, and I am in, baby. Mario Tennis is a game I've been highly anticipating for the Switch 2, probably my most anticipated Switch 2 game. Like, miss me with that Metroid Prime 4. I took that copy of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond and freaking traded that shit in at the local EB Games because I like, take it. EB Games is having, ever since they got bought out again by a Canadian individual, they've been doing these like trade-in deals that are actually really good. They give you like 70% addition on top to the trade value of the game. So I traded in Metroid Prime 4 and Battlefield 6 because Battlefield's kind of like dead in our friend group now. We've kind of moved on from that.
Sorry, random side note. How much did you get for Metroid Prime? Because I need to trade my copy in.
I got $59.50.
That's not bad.
$60. But it only goes towards pre-orders. Otherwise, don't trade it in because their regular trade-in rate is like it's like $30 or $35 for a brand new game. So I got the game for $6. Whatever. I got Mario Tennis for $6. It was already like losses over there for Metroid Prime 4. I historically could not stand Metroid Prime 4. Yeah. So Mario Tennis, I've only played for like about, I want to say I played half an hour with Dawood. Dawood's my 3-year-old son. And I played another hour today with Dawood, and I played a tournament with some of my friends last night. They came over, and we ran a full tournament, round robin. By the way, there is no built-in function, unfortunately, to create a tournament with all your friends. I literally just wrote it down on a paper. Yeah, which was something that was
That's
really
crazy.
annoying. I was like, what the heck are you talking about? Like, why? So I basically did like we did like a table, two groups of 4. And then number 1 of Group A played number 4 of Group B, and then so on and so forth, playoff style. I freaking won the tournament. I had no idea, dude. Some of these guys were insane, but I guess I got the hang of it later, and I actually won the freaking tournament. So my early impressions of this game was that it seemed very simplistic. I'm like, oh, this is not really that interesting. There's no depth enough to this to actually make it meaningful in any way. Like, you're just rallying the ball back and forth. I don't see a way where like this like where there's a learning curve where you get like better and it's going to be like interesting in some way. I was really concerned that this was going to be like a very childish, simplistic game. So when I played the tournament with my friends, it showed me that actually like no, there is room to like figure out stuff and and do different things. So basically the basics of the gameplay, you could play doubles, you could play singles. There is your top spin shot, there is your slice, there is your straight, there is a like drop shot, and there's the lob shot, and that is really it to the game. And then you have these fever rackets, which give you a special ability. So your top spin is your your regular shot, powerful, over the net, safe. Your slice is a slower shot, but you could give it more of a curve, inside outside. And then your straight is like your more powerful shot, but it goes straight. And then you have a choice of combining those with giving them additional power. And then you could do a lob or you could do a drop shot. And then your fever rackets give you abilities. So there's the mud racket, which we thought was originally broken, which basically puts mud where it lands on the other side's net. There's like an electricity one, there's a fire one, and an ice one. And the only way to avoid that is to return that ball before it bounces on your side and, causes damage to your side. I don't want to go too deep into each and every single racket. There's a few really neat ones where there was one that like lets you curve the ball a lot, like additionally above the regular curves. There was one where you can duplicate yourself, like it was called the ghost racket. You create a double of yourself. And then there was the one that I actually ended up picking up using and was my winning kind of run in the end there. Was it allows you to like move faster across your court.
The court.
So you could like save yourself like way easier. It doesn't even do any negative effect to the other side, but once you run that, like I was saving some balls that were like, I'm like, this is going out. So yeah. The game is broken down into several game modes. There is a adventure mode. I started the adventure mode with my son Dawood today. I played about an hour. Holy smokes, Derwin. What a freaking bore. What a bore fest. I was falling asleep in the chair trying to play this with this kid. Horrendous. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. I've only gotten to the point where the whole plot is you've been turned into baby Mario. And so you have to relearn how to play tennis again. And you go to this training center. And like, instead of just like, let's get a move on. Like, let's show me how to do the moves and we'll go. No, it's like, oh, you need to learn how to do a top spin. Go do this exercise at this training facility. You go and it's a random garbage mini game that has nothing to do with the actual gameplay of the game. And you have to do this stupid, like, they're not even fun mini games. You have to do this, and then you go back and go to the court and then, like, do, like, 5 top spin shots. Good job, buddy. Now go back and do another stupid mini game to make you better for your slice. What the hell does this have to do with my slice? Throw a bunch of frisbees. I'm like, okay. Now go do, like, 5 slice shots. Then go back. You need to do this for your straight. Now go back and do this. Now you need to do this for your powered up top spin shot. I'm like, what? Go do it again. Now you need to do this for the drop shot. And it's like back and forth, and you just keep going back to the court, and you do like 5 shots, and you go, I'm like, this is insane. How was this greenlit? This is not an interesting freaking like story mode at all.
I feel like that's how it is for a lot of the Nintendo story modes. Like that was like the Pokemon ZA tutorial. I find
it's brutal. An hour of it, and I'm falling asleep. Then there's like a tournament mode, which was the mode I like selected initially when my friends came over, because I thought we were going to be able to have like a functional tournament that the game itself
would set up.
But it didn't. You can only play the tournament mode in singles or doubles against CPUs. I read a little
so
bit
it's
into
like the World Cup for like Mario, basically.
Exactly.
Like the Grand Prix.
There's like different tournaments. So I didn't touch that. What we ended up playing with my friends was what's called free play, which is literally you just set up a match and you choose its restraints and then you go and play. And it doesn't like track any winners or anything. Then there was a game mode where it was like challenge towers. So like, you know how like in like some action games there's like a death tower, you keep going higher and higher.
Like
so it's like that, but this was
mode.
like each stage in the challenge got like harder and you did like a tennis challenge, right? So I did one with Dawood. It wasn't hard at all. Like beat it on the first try. It was like whatever. Then I played with my friends. Like there's like, I can't remember the exact name of it, but it was like the game mode where there's like fun, like little gimmick on the map. So it was the same thing as free play, but there was like one where there was like pinball. Like,
yeah, it's like like the battle mode for like Mario Kart, basically, like the balloon racing or like whatever.
yeah, well, yeah, there's like a gimmick to the
Yeah.
freaking map where it was like an alternative version of the game. And then I think that was it. There was one more game mode. Oh, there was a game mode where you play, like they have it separate where you like play with the Joy-Con controller, like the motion controls. You have to actually pick that separately from another game mode. You can't just like pick up a motion control and
Well,
start
you
playing
can't
with
just like automatically like use it like a
go
Wii,
and
like
then,
Wii Tennis or whatever.
yeah. Like it's not like
Ugh.
somebody's using the motion control and somebody's using the controller. It's up to you. No. It's like you got to go to this special game mode and everybody's got to go down that way. Oh, yeah. My early impressions, like again, like that campaign and like whatever they have for the CPUs and the tournaments, I'm really concerned. I haven't gotten into the tournaments and done the other towers. I probably will. Not exciting. I don't know what the online play is going to be like. I have a very big fear that this game is going to have a meta. It's going to be very unbalanced, and it's going to have a meta, and whoever plays this online is going to figure out the meta, and that's it. You know, there's just going to be no like tweaking up. It's going to be like you go into an online game, and it's going to be the same people doing the same thing over and over again, you know?
Yeah, like using a certain build, like this racket with whatever,
This
and
character,
yeah. That's frustrating.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see.
It sounds
As
like a
far as
fun party game, though. Yeah.
As far as a party game to play with friends, it's fun, but I wish there was more to it than just going into free play and playing locally. It seemed very weird. It was like you really can't do anything else. You just go to free play and play locally, unless somebody's coming over for you to guys do the whole campaign together or whatever. So yeah,
I cannot imagine two grown men sitting there playing this like childish campaign, which is unfortunate. Like you should have the option to like skip some of these. That's an issue with a lot of Nintendo games. You can't skip the tutorials.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, that tutorial was like part of the campaign. It was part of the story. There is a tutorial that you do in the beginning when you first go in. That's okay, but
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So it's even worse.
I don't know. So that's Mario Tennis Fever. I'm sure I'll talk about it some more next week. Just quickly, briefly, I want to highlight some other stuff. High Guard. I've still been playing High Guard. We got some bad news this week that High Guard is basically like they laid off a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Not looking good. Even some of the developers like went online to like basically some of the laid off developers like basically go on a rant about like how they got criticized and online, and there was like dogpiling, rage bait content, personal attacks, which personally I agree with. I think this game got done really, really, really dirty, unfortunately, from the gaming community. Again, we've already talked plenty about High Guard and how like I don't know what Jeff Keighley was thinking. I think this game could have easily just been, they should have put it into, open beta or something like that, or should have like teased it some more or just had it in the middle of the Game Awards. Unfortunately, it all got like screwed up like that, and I don't know if there's any other scenario where it would have came out in under a different marketing circumstance, which would have led to a better product or better outcome for this, development studio. It's really sad to see this. Like, again, I'm not saying this just to like be contrarian. I actually genuinely enjoyed my time with High Guard. My friend Jawad is still playing it pretty heavy. I'm definitely not as heavy as him because got 1,000 other things I want to play. And usually the way I interact with a multiplayer game is, after like 2 weeks to like a month, I'm done. Like, I don't need to play games forever.
Yeah, I don't play multiplayer games either, and I thought it was just like fine. Like, it's not groundbreaking, but it wasn't like unplayable. Like, yeah, the tutorial kind of was a little bit long, but like once you kind of got through that, like, matches were pretty quick, and like it's not like I was throwing my controller across the room like Romeo's a dead man or like Mind's Eye, right? Like, it's totally serviceable. It's just in a world that it's just serviceable, there's other games that are stellar.
Yeah. That's the thing. I actually think this game had the potential to be stellar. Just a few things around the edges you tweak up, and just a little bit more content, and if it just felt a little bit more fleshed out. But the actual core gameplay I thought was great. But anyway, 2,600 concurrent players. That's the 24-hour peak. I don't know. Unfortunate. But yeah, I played it. It was fun. Give it a shot before they inevitably take it off.
Yeah, they announced season 1, right? Or season 0 or whatever of pass for content.
There is like a new like season pass. Not a season pass. There's a new like season pass. Is that what they call it? Yeah. And then there's like ranked mode now. There's 5v5. It's permanent. Quickly, also I want to shout out frickin' Elden Ring Night Rain. Oh my god. This DLC. Oh my god. The Elden Ring Night Rain DLC has made me lose 10 years from my life, but me and my friends finally beat the balancers, or what are they called? Harmonia bequeathed something. Whatever. Terrible freaking boss fight. We finally figured out. We're on to the Dredge Lord, the second boss from the DLC. Dude, we got to him to like 1 HP last night, and then Hamza's like, oh, we got him. Shut the hell up. We did not get him. So.
Man, that 1 HP wrecking you.
We've got to a point where we've really learned this DLC map. Like, we know how to rotate it. We know how to get level 15 every single time on this DLC map. So, that's good. Again, Elden Ring Night Rain was my number 3 of the year last year. And I stand by it. What an excellent game. What a great game.
I love how you just said all this stuff about it, and then it's still fun. Like
it's
peak.
Fun.
That's
so
crazy.
Cathartic. Even after losing, it's so cathartic playing this game. Unfortunately, I wanted to talk about a game called Cairn, which came out. It was like the climbing game. I think I mentioned it to you briefly. It's like the more realistic climbing game, even though it's like this cel-shaded art style. I picked it up on the Steam Deck. Unfortunately, the performance was awful. Yeah, it was bad, even though it was Steam Deck compatible. I went online, looked on Reddit, tried to see a fix. They did like a quick fix, but it wasn't like there yet. It's not ready. And apparently on PS5, the performance isn't great either. So I'm just putting a pin in Cairn until they, I refunded my copy on Steam.
Yeah, it's highly rated too, which is weird.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I really want to play it. The last thing I want to talk about is a game that I should have been playing for the last week, but thanks to Amazon, I haven't been playing. I pre-ordered a copy of Neo 3. It came out on February the 3rd. We're on the 14th now. It's the Steelbook edition, and it was price error for $85 when I pre-ordered it. Thank you, LeBabbins. So I picked it up. The game comes out February 3rd. I see a message from Amazon where it was like, oh, your game's not shipping till Tuesday. I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. I'm like, oh, well, whatever. It is what it is. Tuesday, I can wait. Tuesday comes, the game comes in. I go to pick up the freaking envelope. My brother-in-law had already like walked into the house, and he had saw it on the front porch and like put it in the house. I grab it from the steps. I'm like, dude, I look inside this Amazon envelope. It's empty. It's empty.
No.
I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, Dawood, Hamza, did you guys like freaking open this package and take my game and hide it somewhere? Yeah, obviously they didn't respond to me because they're like, whatever.
Like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about, Dad? So I'm looking around. I'm like, honey, what happened? She's like, I have no idea. So she just like literally sends a message to Amazon, and she didn't even talk to a human being. It was like AI. It's like, we'll send you a new copy for free. But then it didn't like come until yesterday. So I'm like, oh my God, I wanted to play this game. It's a longer game. It's a really more hefty game. And I'm like, we're already like 2 weeks away from Resident Evil Requiem. And now I have this and God of War, Sons of Sparta. And I want to play Reanimal. And I'm like pulling my hair out. I was like, I could have used that week to get ahead. Oh my God. So unfortunately, I have nothing to say about Neo 3 because I haven't given it a shot. I guess I do want to shout out some demos. I did mention it in the other episode, but Pragmata. Excellent. Give it a try. That demo is freaking great. I'm so excited for this game. You should give it a try, Derwin, if you haven't given it already.
I gotta get through Darwin's Paradox demo, which I haven't even launched yet. Because stupid Romeo's a dead man. I'm gonna be a dead man.
So that's all the stuff we've been playing. Lots of stuff to catch up on. Derwin, do you want to talk a little bit news that we missed last week? We talked about some of the news this week for High Guard. We talked about the Riot Games 2XKO development team. Same thing happened with GTFO, or the devs apparently laid off a bunch of people, and that is, they have that big game that's upcoming, Den of Wolves, which is like really anticipated. So these layoff news isn't good. But Derwin, Directive 8020.
Yes.
Release date revealed. You're looking forward to this one, my friend.
Dude, I watched the trailer and I was sold. It looks so good. It's like the Thing in space, so it's got like the alien vibe too. Oh my god, I'm so hyped for this.
Is there a co-op function on this game?
I still don't know. I don't think it does, based on
these
based
games
on the
need a
gameplay.
co-op function. They need like either couch co-op function or an online co-op function. You know what I mean?
But dude, it looks so good though.
May 12th. So delayed almost a half a year from when it was originally supposed to come out in October. Yeah. So that excited for that one. Derwin, we did not have a chance to talk last week about the news from Valve. They have confirmed that the Steam Deck, or not the Steam Deck, Steam Machine price and release details have been delayed because of the exploding component prices. So keep in mind, they haven't said that the Steam Machine's been delayed, but they've delayed the announcement of its price and release date.
Yeah.
While they monitor this.
I bet you they're actively
still
sourcing and building these things.
This is bad news, and you were right about this on our predictions episode.
I mean, it hasn't officially been delayed still, just the announcement. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't too surprised with this post. It basically happened right after our last episode, didn't it? For the most part.
Yeah, we recorded end of January. I can't remember. Yeah, sometime like 3 days after. Yeah.
Yeah, and did you also see that the Steam Deck is basically sold out?
Sold out. You can't get it anywhere, which is not good, man. That's like
I think in Europe it says that it has an ETA, but it could change, right? But yeah, like sucks to be anybody that is purchasing new toys, it seems.
There were some concerns about the other consoles, but PlayStation 5 apparently, the PlayStation people apparently came out and said, Sony apparently came out and said they have enough stock till 2026 holiday season, so they're not worried about a price hike on their thing, or getting RAM supplied for their consoles.
There's the new Samsung phone event in like 10 days, so we'll see how that affects the pricing for consumer electronics for that. Usually it's in January, so it's been a little bit pushed back to February. It might not affect this one, but the next phone that they come out with, that might be rough for some people. Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, the Steam Machine, highly anticipated. The Valve was saying that the tests show that the majority of games, which I don't know what that means, majority of games, run at 4K 60 via FSR. So take that with a grain of salt. The majority of games are probably games that could run 4K 60 no problem. But what about the Cyberpunks? What about the big beasts? How are those going to run?
What about Karn?
What about Karn? Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. Karn.
I don't know.
I was so excited for that game. So disappointed. Derwin, something which was notably absent from the Sony State of Play, but showed up a week before it in a separate video, which personally has me concerned that you're going to do that.
Right?
So you had one of the biggest State of Plays ever, and you chose to not show this in the State of Play and just release a YouTube video for it. we finally saw the co-op Horizon game from Guerrilla Games. This is, I believe, the only thing we're waiting for is Gummy Bears, but this is the final of Sony's original games of a service push. Derwin, what are your thoughts on Horizon Hunter's Gathering?
I really don't like the art style.
That seems to be the sentiment online.
Yeah, like they went from like the ultra realistic looking to this
Drop us a trailer if you can.
like this dumbed down why don't you tell me about what you think, because you haven't played any of these games, even though I've pushed you to do it.
First impression was Horizon Steel Frontiers looks better than this.
Really, I feel like they're on the same level personally.
Horizon Steel Frontiers looks more interesting to me than this, unfortunately. Number one. Number two, agreed, the art style is a strange choice. I don't see how it ties into anything in the Horizon universe. It seems kind of weird. It looks like, to me, Elden Ring Night Rain / Helldivers / Arc Raiders. I don't know exactly what this game is, but you know what I mean? Am I wrong? It seems like it's...
Like, I was kind of like, okay, like as long as the characters, or sorry, the world looks kind of cool, like I don't think I would hate it. But I don't know, like they did the machines so dirty too. Like they don't look as cool as they did. They look so like childish almost.
What the hell is this?
Yeah. And then of course they have like the woke characters people like to call. I don't think they look the worst, but some of the characters I think look pretty terrible.
This
like
just...
I hate the look of Erend. So he's one of the main, like one of the side characters in the yeah. Like I hate the look of him. And then Aloy, like what did they do to Aloy?
They do to my girl, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like this art style is not doing it for me. Is this
like this guy
to play?
This guy looks kind of cool. But then like look at the way he moves. Like that's so unrealistic. Like what is this?
Yeah, that's not actual gameplay. Like this was everybody was memeing this. Right? Everybody was memeing this. I mean,
of course, pink hair, Viking lady with a peg leg. Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what this game is. Is this like this lady doesn't even look like she's from the Horizon universe?
Yeah, I don't know.
This one looks like she's from the Prince of Persia universe.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to like dump on it yet because the story in it that they are telling is technically canon to the Horizon universe. So I'll play it. I'm just worried I'm gonna be very, very like sick of it. You can play single player, they said, which is great because I probably prefer to just get through it on my own time. But I mean, the multiplayer stuff could be interesting, I guess. It just makes me wonder like how much multiplayer there is or they were planning to do with it.
Bro, okay, listen, here's the thing. I don't want to like hate on what anybody likes. You know what I mean? Like if this does something for you and you want to play it, go ahead. And I don't have a problem with devs trying to do things that they like. I'm not sure if this was coming from Guerrilla or from Sony. My problem is like this takes dev time and it puts other projects behind. And Jason Schreier apparently just said that like don't expect Horizon 3 for a long time now. Because this is what they've been working on. There's no like Horizon 3 that's going to come out. Horizon,
Forbidden West what is this concept art? Like what is this thing?
Yeah, like Horizon Forbidden West came out in 2022. It's 26. And he's basically saying don't expect it anytime soon.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. They basically, because they have to support this too. It's probably got like side content.
But they will have to, yeah. I This doesn't look interesting to me. Like frankly I'd rather play Elden Ring Night Rain. That's what it kind of looks like. It kind of looks like there's a circle too, right? It looks like Elden Ring Night Rain meets maybe like a Helldivers, meets like a Monster Hunter. No? That's the vibe
No,
I'm getting.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting a. Which, by the way, the translation between Horizon and Monster Hunter, I think, is rather a natural one because, like, frankly, when I wasn't, like when, maybe when Horizon, the first one came out, and, Monster Hunter came out in 2019, World, I wasn't that, like, in tune into the video game world. At that moment in my life, I wasn't really gaming too much. When I got back into it, like I looked at both games and I couldn't tell the difference between which one was Monster Hunter, which one was Horizon.
Really?
Like I actually used to confuse the two. Like there was a friend who was like, "We should play like Monster Hunter," and then I'm like, "Which one is it? Is it the one with the girl with the red hair?" Like I didn't know.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a little bit concerned with like the development of like if this game tanks, like will Sony rethink the next Horizon game is what I'm worried for.
I don't know. Anyway, I'm okay with moving on from from whatever the hell this is. Frankly, unfortunately, disappointing for me. Also disappointing, I guess, for Oblivion fans is recently in an interview with Jason Schreier, they effectively confirmed that Outer Worlds 3 is not going to happen. The Outer Worlds 2 did not meet sales expectations, nor did Avowed, but they did say they were going to continue more games in the Avowed universe. That doesn't mean you're going to get an Avowed 2. That could just mean you get more Pillars of Eternity because they're in the same universe. That's kind of unfortunate news. Apparently, Grounded 2 did really good for them. But, I mean, even the Obsidian head that was being interviewed by Jason Schreier kind of hinted to Microsoft's 30% profit target. And it was like, yeah, we're not meeting that. So that's unfortunate for anyone who liked the Outer Worlds 2 or Avowed. Really sad to see that. We got some updates from GTA, some big updates. Apparently, the physical launch is still on. Strauss Zelnick denied that GTA will launch without a physical version. Says that's not the plan. They also reaffirmed the November 19 launch date, which, by the way, nobody ever pointed this out, but I just noticed this. That's a Saturday. This game is coming out on a Saturday. For those who aren't aware, video games do not come out on Saturdays. They launch during the week. The most common popular days are Tuesdays and Thursdays, followed by Fridays sometimes. Rarely will you get a Monday or Wednesday launch, but they do happen. Tuesdays and Thursdays are the big days, sometimes Friday, but this is a Saturday launch, which means midnight launch, November 18, my birthday, no work the next day. I go line up, I get the physical. We're going in, baby. It's going to be crazy. They also confirmed that Zero Gen AI has been part of the GTA 6 development, which I'm going to assume is very reassuring for a lot of people. In the same earnings call, Take-Two basically said the Borderlands 4 Nintendo Switch 2 version is on pause indefinitely. Unfortunate for anyone looking forward to play this game on Switch 2. It did have a Switch 2 release date, end of September, remember?
Like some gameplay really...
Yeah, and then it's gone now. It's on pause. I mean, this game already had performance issues on other platforms, so Switch 2 might have been an impossibility. And then, speaking of Switch 2, Overwatch is coming to the Switch 2. And Overwatch had their whole little showcase, one of the 5 or 4 Blizzard showcases that they're having, and they dropped the 2 out of Overwatch, so they backtracked the whole sequel thing.
Yeah, I mean, it clearly wasn't any big change between 1 and 2. And then now it is just 1 again.
It's just 1 again. They scrapped all the PvE stuff anyway. But I've friend of the show, Talha, who was on the podcast last year, he's been playing Overwatch now again and really loves it. I heard good news. It's a big update that they have, I think 5 new characters or something like that. So if you're into it, check it out.
Yeah, their roster is already pretty big.
Derwin, speaking of all this Nintendo news, Nintendo also had a showcase last week. But holy smokes was that brutal. That was not state of play material whatsoever.
Yeah. We were saying that this was like a make it or break it for the Switch 2, blah, 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 blah. And I mean, I don't think it breaks the Switch 2, but it was a bore fest.
We were looking for the Dusk Bloods and we didn't get it. I'm not even going to go through this list. Like, if you're interested, go look it up. The big highlight was a bunch of Bethesda games were coming to the Switch 2. Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered, Indiana Jones The Great Circle, Fallout Anniversary Edition. More confirmation that Resident Evil was coming.
That
Shadow
Elliot
Tactics, Tales
game.
of Arise, Goat Simulator 3, like PGA Tour 25, Disney's Dreamlight Valley, like a bunch of stuff that already exists that was just coming to the Switch 2. That's literally all this was. The only thing that I thought was really interesting was actually the way they started the show. Orbitals, did you see that? It was like the internet's coining these now as Haze Lights, because like Haze Light Studios, it's like the co-op game.
Yeah.
That and Turok Origins. We actually got to see Turok Origins. So looking forward to that one. That one actually has, I believe, a release date or a release window. Well, they said autumn 2026.
Yeah. And I take back what I said about the Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. Doesn't look as good as it did last year at the very tail end of Nintendo's display or whatever.
They also showed Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Remake only came out to the Switch 2 like 2 weeks ago. So Rebirth is coming out this summer. I think there was an actual date for it. It's coming right away. So these reported pretty fast. April 24th, not even the summer. Or no, that's Pragmata, sorry. June 3rd. Adventures of Elliot got an actual release date. June 18. So Switch 2 version of Hollow Knight. Bunch of other stuff. But yeah, Orbitals was the highlight for me for sure. And Turok Origins. But even though I don't know how I feel about Turok Origins right now. The Orbitals is a for sure cop whenever that comes out. Summer 2026. Play with my wife for sure. That's
nice.
Derwin, are you excited to not have to listen to the Slow Run cast ever again and listen to Sony's patented AI-generated podcasts voiced by characters from the games?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, would you listen to a podcast with Kratos and, I don't know, Nathan Drake?
I would, but not an AI one.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. Maybe if it like outlines like some of the like development, like behind the scenes of like development in their I don't know.
Well, I was hearing things that it might not necessarily have to work. They're just patenting this to take it away from other people. Potentially.
Okay.
But at least if it's good enough and you can actually see Kratos, maybe you could use his face to get into Discord facial recognition settings that they're now forcing on everyone.
Yeah.
Did you see this? Teen by default settings.
Yeah, everybody's hating on Discord for it.
Video selfies for facial age estimation. Never leave a user's quick deletion.
But they were saying how it would only affect like a small percentage of users that they like can't confidently like verify their age or something like that. I don't know how it works, but I don't know. People did not like this.
Yeah. Did you see Leslie Benzies is on leave from Build a Rocket Boy? Yeah, that was after all the Epstein file stuff came out, so I don't want to get sued, so let's not talk about it until
allegedly. Yeah. And then it's now being run by a co-CEO. They still stand behind that there's saboteurs amongst them. Yeah. So they're playing a game of Among Us, and they're installing like keyloggers or spyware or whatever on employees' computers as well. So, fun times. Fortunate.
Derwin, the DICE Awards happened on Thursday. Very sad that they happened right after the State of Play happened, because that probably took all the spotlight. The DICE Awards is the award show that is voted on by developers. Obviously, it doesn't have the big, trailers that and the world premieres that Jeff Keighley has on his show. But nonetheless, it's a good show. Last year's was really good. It had, what's his name, hosting.
Troy Baker?
No.
Nope.
Ben Starr.
Ben Starr.
Yeah. So just quickly over here, outstanding achievement in animation, South of Midnight. Outstanding achievement in art direction, Claire Obscure. Outstanding achievement in character, Ghost of Yote Atsu. Against Mayal. Or against Visigal from Dispatch, or against Robert Robertson III from Dispatch.
Listen, you're not a developer. You don't vote on this.
I don't know. I loved Ghost of Yote, but I don't know. Outstanding achievement in original music composition, Ghost of Yote, great soundtrack, but against Claire Obscure. Outstanding achievement in audio design, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Okay. Outstanding achievement in story, Claire Obscure, better be. Outstanding technical achievement, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Action Game of the Year, Hades 2, of course. Adventure Game of the Year, Ghost of Yote. Okay. Family Game of the Year, Lego Party, Let's Go, baby. Great game. Fighting Game of the Year, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Racing Game of the Year, Mario Kart World. It's Kirby Air Riders, I don't know. Role-Playing Game of the Year, Claire Obscure. Sports Game of the Year, Rematch. Okay. Strategy Simulation Game of the Year, The Alters. Immersive Reality. Technical Achievement, Hotel Infinity. Immersive Reality Game of the Year, Ghost Town. Outstanding Achievement for an Independent Game, Blueprints. Mobile Game of the Year, Persona 5. Phantom X. Online Game of the Year, Arc Raiders, baby. Outstanding Achievement in Game Design, Blueprints. Outstanding Achievement Game Direction, Claire Obscure. And Game of the Year, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. And speaking of Claire Obscure Expedition 33, there was an interesting story this week from my home country of Iraq, hence the Iraqi Balboa, where a citizen, a resident of Iraq, ordered the art book from Monolith or from Sandfall Studios or whatever it was. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, the Monolith edition, probably.
Yeah, yeah. And it came in the mail. Had to go through customs, of course, because it was coming from outside of Iraq. The customs officer opened the thing up. He's like, what the hell is this? What are all these ancient-looking freaking drawings? What is this cryptic stuff? Immediately flags it. Sends it to the Department of, I don't know what the department is responsible for, like,
Homeland Security, probably, or something.
Well,
or like...
whatever is responsible for taking care of, like, artifacts and stuff. I mean, like, for those who don't know, Iraq has a very old history and a very big history of, like, you know, black market in antiquities. So they immediately freaked out. They're like, we have to send it to the Museum of Baghdad for verification to see if this is something ancient. So that's freaking funny. Yeah, the person posted, like, the paper that they got from the customs where they seized the document. I'm like,
yeah. I think was it the Claire Obscure team also got knighted?
They did, yeah.
In France, not in England, but in France.
Yeah. All right, man. That's it for us this week. That was long, a lot of podcasting, but we had to catch up. So thanks for joining us, guys. We will see you guys next week, hopefully. Remember to leave us a like and subscribe if you liked what you listen to at the Slow Run Cast, and we are out.
Peace.